Hey guys, welcome back to episode 20 of the 50/50 Showcase on the homecoming servers of City of Heroes, the Excelsior Shard. This is Character 20, my fifth Corruptor in the series. She is Charme. That's en français. She is a Psy Blast, Pain Domination, Psychic Mastery Corruptor. Her concept is a whole bunch of weird, freaky deaky little controls that are present in Psyblast and in Psychic Mastery, and I've done just some odd slotting with some weird procs and that sort of thing. So kind of a support character with pain domination, but she's got a lot of just ability to soft control and just chip in a little bit here and there. I took a lot of strange powers, which you'll see in the build. So without further ado, let's take a look at this build. Pull up mids. Here we go. There we are. There is Charm's build. So as you can see, Psy Mastery. We have most of the attacks, right? With the exception of a couple of the single targets, Mental Blast and Silence. She's got a lot of other single target stuff happening anyway with Subdue and TK Blast and Will Domination and Scramble Thoughts. So I've got plenty of single target clicks to throw out there. So I'm not, worried about that. Plus, I've also got from the Psychic Mastery, I've got a single target blast in the form of Dominate over here. So I've got plenty of single target action. And then Psy also has a decent chunk of AoE. You've got Psy Scream, you've got Psy Natal, love that power, and of course you've got Psychic Whale. So those are your AoEs. And then from the Pain Domination set, I've shown you guys this pain before, and all your videos are painful. No, I've shown you pain in one of my corruptors. That was the Dark Pain Caliban, I believe it was. So you've seen pain domination before, and just like before, you'll notice I skipped the ally res because, well, if you're dying, you're not trying, you know that. It's sort of a wasted pick, in my opinion, just with given with all of the res powers that are in the game with temp powers and inspirations and stuff. And then Conduit of Pain is the res. Share Pain is the big single target ally heal. The problem with that one is it's also a heavy damage on yourself, or so you cannot be healed once you shoot this on somebody, and it confuses I think your allies, especially other healer types that are out there, and they're trying to run around and heal you, but they can't because you've shared pain. So those are the main two power sets that I've taken. Then beyond that, you're looking at, I took Force of Will, because this gives me the single target debuff, which I like, of Weaken Resolve. So that's going to kind of team up nicely with Anguishing Cry, which has a minus resistance, minus defense. Weaken Resolve has minus resistance, minus defense, and a minus to hit. And then you got Wall of Force, which is another AoE, so it's a nice 1-2 with Psy Scream. They're both cones. Then you'll start to see where I took something odd. I don't think many people take this pool at all, the Presence. And I took Pacify. That is the Placate power. And I actually am not necessarily using that as Placate, although it can be used for that. I have slotted it with a damage proc. So it's kind of this weird just sort of pick up and what the hell, let's see what this thing does, why not? And then I've got Intimidate, which is another single target power. This is a single target fear. And similarly, I did I think I put in the chance for psionic damage on that one. So, that's a couple of strange picks, but the idea being that, hey, this gives me a little bit more um, you know, ability to control a little bit, whether it's placating somebody or fearing them. Plus, it gives you a chance for a little bit of damage on top of that with the procs. So that's sort of the weird sort of concept that we're going with on that one. Actually, I'm just looking at Pacify. I did not slot. I could have sworn I had put a damage proc in here. Maybe I have it on the actual live build. Let me let me take a sneak peek because I think this build might need to be updated. 1 second. All right, yes, I can confirm I do have it slotted for a damage proc. Let me quick show you the actual live build. So check this out. Here's Pacify, and I did throw Perfect Zinger, chance for side damage. Now, when I first made this build, it was before Placates took the so-called original taunt sets, which they're now, what do they call them now? They call them threat duration. So the original taunt sets now slot both into placate and taunt power. So anyway, I took the original slotting, which was this one, and I went from just a basic accuracy recharge slotting and pacify, and I threw in, go ahead and switch it now. I threw in Perfect Zinger. I've got the side damage, and I've got the, let me confirm what the other one was, side damage, and I took the recharge accuracy. So let's make this official. And, was that a stupid idea? I don't know, maybe, because it breaks the placate when you proc the damage. So it's kind of no longer a simple, get away from me placate power. Now it's just a chance to damage. But the side effect benefit is I do get a little bit more toxic side resistance, and because I have mind over body as my shield, my damage resistance shield from Psychic Mastery, I get Psychic Psionic damage resistance in there. So it helps beef up my overall side resistance to 42.8%, which is pretty solid, right? Anyway, so that's kind of my first sort of weird thing that's going on here. So I've got the presence pool with both a fear and a pacify. Both of them are damage procs though. And then, combat jumping, that's, nothing, out of the ordinary. A lot of people take that. I do have the KB protection from the Blessing of Zephyr in that one. And then I have the Psi Mastery power sets, which I already mentioned. And let me make it so you can actually see it. I wish this thing would scroll up over there. Oh, onto it. So anyway, you can take a look. I've got, let me scoot this up for you guys over here on OBS instead. Scoot it up. There you go. So you can see the incarnate stuff as well. There we go. All right, so if you take a look, I've got Dominate, single target control. I got Mass Hypnosis, which is an AoE sleep control. Mind over Body, already mentioned that. That's your defensive shield area damage resistance. Then World of Confusion. I have this on a few characters now, and it's always underwhelming, right? It just never really does much in the way of confusion. But what you'll see is my slotting for it's actually slotted for procs, like damage proc on the Armageddon, and then I've got the coercive persuasion, contagious confusion proc, so that can hopefully give you a little bit more confusion. So if you take a look at all the different stuff I've got going on here, so I think that's to scoot back down. I've got your typical kind of blast stuff for a Corruptor, but I've also gone ahead and just thrown in some damage procs, and I've done a lot of little here and there type of controls. So Subdue has Immobilize. You've got Psi Screams, got a minus recharge, sort of a debuff. I already mentioned we can resolve his debuffing. TK Blast is a knockback, and I did not make it knock down, so it's just a straight knockback, but I do have it slotted pretty heavily with sudden acceleration, so I'm going to knock the heck out of something backward. Will Domination is a single target sleep, right? So I got that. Pacify, I already mentioned that with its damage proc, Perfect Zinger. I've got Cynado has the Scourging Blast, Corruptor ATO. That's got the chance to heal and give some endurance back. Soothing Aura has a chance to absorb in it, so I've got some decent defensive stuff going on here as far as get back some health. getting back some endurance and absorb in case I get low in health. Wall of Force has a knockdown, and I've got the damage proc from Posy in there. Combat jumping, just got the standard luck of the gambler on that one. I think I misspoke last time. I think I said combat jumping had the blessing of Zephyr. No, it's Mighty Leap has the blessing of Zephyr. Scramble Thoughts, that's a single target disorient, does very low damage. But I threw the chance of knockback in here, and it's actually hilarious because when it knocks back, sends stuff flying. So I was saying, you hit them in the head with your Scramble Thoughts, they go whoosh, and it's cartwheeling away. It's worth the price of admission, I think. And then I got psi resistance, got the status resistance here in World of Pain, some more psi resistance in World of Pain with the Impervium armor set. So I built a lot of psi resistance, status resistance, kind of that sort of thing into the build. Intimidate, already mentioned that one with some more damage proc and a fear power. Psi Whale's got minus recharge, it's got a stun built into it, so it's got debuff and control. Anguishing Cry, that is a great AoE debuff. You've seen me use it before, but I've got some damage procs in that one, so that's going to help, nuke some people, both, damage and just shredding defense and resistance. See, Painbringer, nothing special there. Dominate, I have that procced with the Ghost Widow, the Gladiator's Net, and then just some standard Thunder Strikes there. So it's a solid, hitting damage power. World of Confusion, already mentioned that one. So you got some confused. I see World of Confusion less as a control and more as a damage mitigator because it will, pop confusions out, and they of course will attack while confused. So it's not so much they're going to be confused and killing each other. It's more that they're not attacking you for those couple seconds that they are, under the effect. Mass Hypnosis, that has the chance to self-heal, so some more, defensive type of stuff built into the build. AoE Sleep. And then Mind Over Body, already mentioned that one. That is just your standard defense shield with resistance. And I do have the psi resistance here as well. So I'm getting as much psi resistance as I can smattered in and out. Last but not least, we've got the Incarnate stuff. So I've got Vigor, which is going to boost my healing. It's going to boost my accuracy. So those are two good things for at least Pain and for Corruptors. You've got Endurance Reduction, because I'm going to be clicking a lot of attacks. It's really just non-stop, just clicking single target stuff and throwing out some AoEs. So I'm going to be burning endurance just because of that. I don't think the set the overall is very endurance heavy. As I look at it and see my recovery is 3. Well, I can't see because my face is in the way. Let me blank that out. So you can see, check this out. My recovery is 3.7. My endurance range is only 0.7. So I am not going to have endurance problems with this character at all. I'm going to be able to spam all these little single target control blasty debuffs all over the place. I took control core embodiment hybrid, so that's going to help boost my ability to throw out those messes. So those little baby messes, the stuns, the sleeps, demobilize. I got the chance for +1 mag procking on that one, so that's going to help that. Reactive core, that's going to help my overall damage with the minus resistance, and DOT with the fire. I've taken Mighty because I am going to spend a decent amount of time in close range, even though it seems like why would you do that, even those little single target ranges. Psi Whale and Anguishing Cry, those two plus Psi NATO are great, just up close and personal, devastating blasts. So I get up there with this character, Unleashed, because I can mass hypnose, sleep a bunch of targets, move in there and start nuking, up close and personal. I can knock things away if I need to. I can sleep things, hold things, stun stuff, you name it. So sitting up in melee is not that scary for this character. So once I have that sort of concept in mind, Mighty's the big old PvOE knock up, so get some more little light control thrown in here. Clarion for the status protection mostly, but it's also boosting range, which I like, and Psi Blasts typically have a little bit extra range anyway. It's one of their sort of innate perks. But again, it's got the plus special, which is, I love that because it's a power boost type of power. It's going to boost all of my specials, my heals and my controls and things. So I've got a pseudo controller, almost Dominator build, sans the melee attacks from Dominator. So I have probably more like a controller build. I got the buff set with Pain Domination, and I have a bunch of these little controls that are being boosted by Control Core and Clarion Radio. So it's really kind of a weird hodgepodge build. You know, am I trying to do any one thing great? No, I just took a whole bunch of weird control-y powers, smashed them together just to see what the heck it looks like at the end of the day. So I don't have great defenses, single digit. I don't have great resistance, you know, 30, 40%. So really I have to do a lot of controlling, sleeping, holding, knocking back stuff. And then I can support the team with pain domination, and I can lay out damage with the nukes and shredding the shredding debuff of the anguishing cry. So overall, that's the concept, that's the idea, that's the plan, if you can call it a plan. But that's what it does. That's what she's able to do. All kinds of goofy, crazy things. So I'm not sure anybody's ever seen a build like this, especially using the presence pool, but this will be your first experience. Hopefully it'll be interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here. I'm gonna fire up some solo stuff and then record that. And once I'm done with a couple of these solo missions, just to show you some strategies and tactics and how, you know, this paper build here actually works in play. And then after that, I'll run, you know, like 3 team missions, you know, high level stuff, probably, maybe mid level, we'll see. With a bunch of strangers, I don't know, just to see what the heck this thing does in that chaotic, unpredictable environment of a pug pickup group team. All right, so come back and check out the solo and the team build.